but there's more to her than meets the eye. She read it and thought that I'd really like it. I probably shouldn't be reviewing books that I haven't finished, but oh well. Hello peeps and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a bit of a random video because we've really been going deep the last... If there's been a few videos where we've been going pretty deep and I just feel like we need a fun video, so that's what we're doing today. Don't really know what's happening with my messy bun. Going to be talking about some books that I've been reading this year. I've been trying to get into reading. I will be honest, I haven't read in like a few weeks, but I thought we'd talk about the books that I have read in the hopes that it inspires me and you to read more rather than scrolling. So there's a really random collection here. We even have some children's books, and then there's, I think, 2 or 3 others that I've also been reading. Wait, there's one more I need to grab. Okay, now we have to take a new thumbnail because all the books weren't in it. Okay, that should be good. I don't really have any particular order that I'm going to do this in, to be honest. So I thought we'll just run through. Maybe we'll start with bigger books and then we'll finish with the kids' books. How about we start with this one? This book is called Comfort and Cheer. It has very cute illustrations and it's basically a book of quotes and Bible verses, and it's called Comfort and Cheer because that's what it's meant to do. So I've read this I think twice. I read it once through after my first miscarriage and then a second time after the miscarriage that I just had in January. So I've been reading this and I love this little book. Like, you just can't read it too many times, you know what I mean? Like, so much wisdom and encouragement in here. This book is by Rosie Boom, who is a New Zealand author. What shall we do next? Our next book, Aurora Lee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. My mum sent me this. I forgot to say that a family member sent me this after my first miscarriage, which was, or they gave it to me. That's right, it was actually a birthday present, I remember. So this was given to me. This book also given to me by my mum. She read it and thought that I'd really like it. It is actually sort of like a poem novel. Poetry. It's poetry, but it is a novel. It is a story. First person of Aurora Lee's life. So I'm only yay far through, so I still need to read more. But this book is like, whew, there's a lot in here and some really beautiful thoughts. I've been underlining this book. There's a name for it. Annotating? Is that the word for it? I'm really not that reader in the reader circle, but I'm pretty sure it's annotating, maybe. Annotating books. It just helps me get more invested in the book and really kind of be reading it actively, like looking for what I love, rather than kind of just like skim reading or trying to just get through it, because what's the point in that? So there's that book. I still need to finish. There's a few of these that I still am reading. So this book, because it's quite deep and like a heavy read, I was trying to read this like alongside other things, so then I can read some of this and then some of something that's a bit like lighter. Next up, I read this book. I just found this online. I find it really hard buying books because you just never know what you're going to get. So for this book, I went and I read through Victoria Lynn's free reading guide for Christians. So she has a massive like list of all the different genres of books for Christians, you know, so they are clean and they just have good morals and they are good books because, you know, she is a reader and an author, Victoria Lynn. So maybe I can try and link that down in the description. This book, I was kind of just looking for something, I guess, light-ish and fun, and this book delivered all those things. I'll read you some of the back. Aidan Kelly is talented, ambitious, and ready for a more serious assignment than the fluff pieces she's been getting as a cub reporter for the Kansas City Star. So in her eagerness, she pushes too hard, and then she earns the millennial task of writing an obituary for an unremarkable woman who's just entered hospice care. That woman is Clara Kipp, but there's more to her than meets the eye. She is this amazing, God-fearing woman in this story, and she reminds me a bit of Pollyanna, just a little bit. Like, it's very cool to read about her, and it's like encouraging. So this book was very nice, just the story of like the reporter and then this elderly lady and their relationship. And yeah, I guess thoughts around like end of life. I really enjoyed this, and I got all the way through, so we're winning. Right, the next book, Emma by Jane Austen. A friend sent this to me in a care package, which was so kind, like above and beyond, and this is so me. She picked so well. I am about a third of the way through this book. I've never actually read Emma by Jane Austen before, so it worked really well. I've watched multiple of the different movies and series of Emma, but I've never read it. So I've been enjoying reading it and kind of getting a more rounded view of the world of Emma and her as a character. I was actually kind of surprised because Jane Austen is obviously a classics writer, and you would expect it to just be super heavy, but surprisingly it's not. Like, obviously the words and the vocabulary and everything is far above my brain, but you get used to it the more you get into it. And also Jane Austen has this very witty, actually lightheartedness about her, so I am enjoying this. I haven't read it in a few weeks, as I said, but I'm still reading this, so really I need to be finishing these two books together. That's my goal. And also I just realised that I probably shouldn't be reviewing books that I haven't finished, but oh well. This is just not really review. This is more just what I've been reading and thinking about the books. I guess that is what a review is, but anyway. That ends the adult books, or, not children's picture books. These are all a great read, and I look forward to reading more. Maybe at the end of this I will show you the book that I'm going to be reading after I finish these two. In terms of kids' books, at op shops recently I have been trying to find children's books because I just love the pictures. So I found these two this was actually more at like an antique bookshop or a secondhand bookshop. So it's like Mouse and Mole. I think it's like a series. Mouse and Mole, and then Mouse and Mole Have a Party. So these two stories, I've read these two, and they're not super, super short. I mean, how many pages is in here? Like, there's 28 pages, and they're just so cute with like all of these illustrations. I really enjoyed these. Obviously, also in buying kids' books, I have in mind that like we would love to have lots of cute books for when we have children at someday. So I also keep that in mind with these, and I dream about reading cute illustrated books like this to my children. And then the last kids' book, which I actually bought myself online randomly because, again, I think I'm a little bit obsessed with children's picture books, but I was buying in some other books, and then I threw this in my order because I was like, I love this. It is the Guess How Much I Love You. This is, I think, quite a famous children's book. It's just so, I just love it. And this is like a nice hard, like the pages are hard. I sometimes do this where I buy things for our future baby kind of in faith. So this is one of those things that I bought with the faith that we will have a baby one day, and I will get to read that baby this story about Guess How Much I Love You, which everything about this book is so beautiful, like the pictures and the story and the words. It's so nice. So that's the last children's book. Now I thought I'll show you the book that I'm going to read after I finish those couple. It's called Before I Called You Mine by Nicole Dees. I found this book on that list, I believe, from Victoria Lynn, because I've just been wanting to find some different books because your girl has like only ever read classics. I don't know if that's just because growing up homeschooled I read a lot of classics, or it was just school books like history books or non-fiction. So I've been trying to get into some more modern writing. So this book and this one, I would say, are like contemporary genres. So I've been kind of dabbling in that. But this book sounds really good. It says, Lauren Bailey may be a romantic at heart, but after a decade of matchmaking schemes gone wrong, there's only one match she's committed to now, the one that will make her a mother. Lauren is a dedicated first grade teacher in Idaho, and her love for children has led her to the path of international adoption. So, to satisfy her adoption agency's requirements, she gladly agreed to remain single for the foreseeable future. However, just as her long wait comes to an end, Lauren is blindsided by a complication she never saw coming, Joshua Avery. So Joshua is a substitute teacher, but, you know, you get the vibe. So I haven't started this, but I'll look forward to reading this when I finish the other books that I meant to finish. Reading is very relaxing and very good for my attention span, so I would like to do more of it. But this is just a little random video letting you in on what I've been reading recently, this year, I guess, because I haven't been reading that much, so we had to make this time span rather big. I don't know if I'll ever make a video like this again, but I hope that this was interesting. And that is what I've been reading as someone who's not a massive reader. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye!